Hi, a warm welcome to all of you. Welcome to Becoming Better, the channel that shares knowledge on comprehensive personal development through great books. Today on Becoming Better, I want to share with you a book titled How to Make Anyone Fall in Love with You. I was once deeply impressed by a quote from the famous psychologist, the father of psychoanalysis, Sigmund Shlomo Freud, who said something powerful before he passed away. We know very little about love. I found that to be incredibly true. This book not only analyzes love from a psychological perspective, showing us how to make someone fall for us, but it also teaches those who are in love or those who are already married how to truly love. Love is a verb, a proactive action, not something passive. Yet the truth is that many people don't know how to love. This book clearly shows us that even if you're married, you can still approach your spouse with the mindset of someone who knows how to love, making life better for both of you. So today, let's dive into this famous love guide together. How do you truly love someone? Once we've entered a serious relationship, many couples still face numerous issues that eventually lead to a breakup. There is evidence that very few people in the modern world really know how to love, which is why many feel lonely. But even scarier than loneliness is feeling empty, even when you're right beside the person you love. Let me start by asking you a question. Do you love someone because they are similar to you or because they are different and complement you? Many believe that opposites attract, that a quiet, introverted man might like a cheerful, outgoing woman. People with different personalities can complement each other, creating the perfect puzzle piece. Because of this belief, many seek a partner who contrasts with their own personality. However, in love and marriage, we often see cases where conflicts arise and relationships end due to personality clashes. So, which perspective should we follow? This book gives us an answer, providing research that shows for a love to be long-lasting, both partners need similar personalities and the capacity to complement each other's needs. If two people have opposite personalities, their life philosophies may differ, which will inevitably lead to moments of suffering. And if both people possess similar strengths, conflicts and arguments in life are more likely to occur. To truly love someone, first, the two people need to consciously build similarities in personality. To do this, we can establish shared hobbies, like watching the same movie, reading books together, playing a sport, or playing a musical instrument. At a deeper level, we need to build a shared understanding of marriage. A person's views on marriage are shaped by their parents and their childhood. Over time, the gaps and desires from childhood or from their parents become what they seek in their partner. So understanding your partner's family is crucial. Why should we understand the other person's views on marriage? Because many of us love based on our own way of thinking, not the way our partner wants to be loved. This is like someone wanting an apple, but you give them an orange. Or playing a game of soccer, where you don't know the rules, and then blame your teammates for not understanding you. In life, you can ask your partner about their views on love, or observe through the books and movies they watch to learn their thoughts on marriage. To build a common view of marriage, love your partner in the way they want to be loved. This is the best way to love someone. The second point is to find ways to meet each other's needs and abilities. When in love, people often admire a quality or trait in their partner that complements their own shortcomings. For example, someone who lacks discipline, who stays up late, may admire a person who is diligent and hardworking. Through words and actions, you can discover what the other person desires to improve about themselves. And ask yourself, do you want to be someone who complements your partner's needs? A beautiful, long-lasting love in life isn't just about grand promises. Although simple, love is also full of challenges. It's about two people growing together, helping each other improve, and complementing each other's abilities and needs, becoming more deeply connected and in love over time. There is one timeless question that often leaves people confused, unable to maintain love. What is love? Some people believe that love is essentially a transaction. If the other person brings equivalent value, the relationship works. Others strongly disagree, believing love is something pure and sacred, where both people give unconditional love. Love cannot be bought or sold. So, what do you think love is? Do you think love is an equal exchange? Love is indeed a powerful and beautiful force in life. If we speak of equal exchange as if it were just a business deal, that would be unfair. But the author presents a viewpoint that shows us love does require balance. Every couple needs to maintain a balance. While there might be differences in the beginning, it must equal out in the end. If the relationship loses its balance, both partners may harbor negative emotions. When these emotions reach a tipping point, it can destroy the love you've built. Studies show that to maintain a happy relationship, both people need to keep their value on the same level. If not exactly the same, they must complement each other and maintain a balance across 6 key factors: appearance, wealth, status, reputation, knowledge, education, personality, and character. The principle of equality exists, even though it can't be measured precisely. We know no one likes to be compared. If you marry someone very wealthy, the pressure is immense, or if there's a big gap in knowledge, the pressure is also considerable. So the common desire not to feel unworthy is a widespread phenomenon. The best solution isn't to avoid or give up, but to raise your own value. How can we improve our value? Take appearance, for example. Should you have cosmetic surgery? Personally, I don't oppose it. I believe making yourself look better makes the world better too, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't want surgery, the only way to become more beautiful is through confidence. There was an experiment like this. 2 women who looked the same, both beautiful, were asked to stand beside a broken-down car on the side of the road and signal passing cars for help. One woman stood tall, chest out, head held high, smiling confidently at the oncoming cars. Every car she signaled stopped. The other woman stood hunched, hugging her shoulders, signaling weakly, and not a single car stopped. Both had the same physical beauty, but confidence and posture completely changed the outcome of the experiment. So, learn how to make your posture and smile more confident and beautiful. The book also mentions another way to increase your invisible assets. Improve your knowledge, read more, and become more talented. We've seen many famous people who aren't particularly attractive, but because they are talented and capable, they are loved by the public. Thus, the principle of balance in love exists, but it's not absolute. The best way to maintain happiness in love is for both partners to continuously increase their value by constantly improving themselves. Earlier, we explored the stage of an official relationship. So for those of you who have just found your significant other, just starting a new love, in this stage, we really want to know how to increase intimacy between the two of you. In this book, it shows us how to use the echo effect. Have you ever used this method? Here's an example to help you understand it better. Ethan and Madison were having a conversation. Madison said, "My job is as a photographer, creating artistically inclined products based on the client's needs." Ethan replied, "Oh, I see. Your job is taking pictures." Madison seemed upset and said, "No, it's photography." And then she walked away. Ethan, confused, had no idea what just happened. From the perspective of a third party, Ethan didn't say anything wrong. He focused the conversation on the other person. But the problem was that Ethan didn't know how to use the other person's language when speaking. This conversation skill is called the echo effect. Each of us, in our own profession, has specific terminology. If we pay attention and remember the words or phrases frequently used by the other person and apply them in our conversation, it will create a sense of familiarity, and the other person will welcome us as someone close to them. So, for those of you who are still single and haven't found your other half yet, how can you make someone fall in love with you? First, remember that first impressions are incredibly important. Therefore, always aim to look good no matter where you are. This is a necessary condition to prepare yourself for love. Have you noticed that at parties or when hosting guests, you are always dressed neatly, beautifully, and full of charisma? Yet, when you take your dog for a walk, go to the nearby supermarket, or run down the street to grab breakfast, sometimes you dress too casually, even looking a bit sloppy, perhaps in pajamas, flip-flops, or even without brushing your hair. According to a statistical study, your life partner is likely to appear within 5 blocks of where you live, or possibly in places like where you work, where you live, where you study, or the places you often frequent, like lunch spots or the gym. But of course, that doesn't mean every time you walk your dog, you have to put on full makeup. The author simply wants to remind you to dress tidily and a little more neatly. Unkempt hair and sloppy attire when going out in public lose you points, especially if you happen to meet someone you like. Now, when it comes to first interactions, what part of your body do you think attracts the other person the most? Do you think it's long legs, a hot figure, or strong biceps? Psychologists conducted an experiment where they showed a group of men pictures of beautiful women. Before showing them, they subtly photoshopped the image, enlarging the pupils of one of the women. In fact, the women were all equally beautiful, but as predicted, most of the men said the woman with the enlarged pupils was the most attractive. A similar experiment was conducted with a nude image in a magazine shown to a group of men. Psychologists used measurement devices and found that all the men's pupils dilated. This is simple. When we see something attractive, our eyes naturally open wider, exactly meaning the pupils enlarge. So we can apply this trick when talking to someone we like. At that moment, you can focus on a part of their face you like, maybe their eyebrows or dimples. They may feel a little shy, but rest assured, as long as your behavior isn't impolite, no one will dislike someone who gazes at them with affection. And when you focus on a part of their face that you like, your pupils will gradually dilate, emitting an attraction that will cause the other person to be filled with PEA, the chemical that stimulates excitement in the nervous system. Additionally, we can add another technique, using a lingering gaze. Think about it. Typically, when someone finishes speaking, our eyes tend to drift elsewhere, unless what they're saying is extremely interesting and holds our gaze. If, after someone finishes speaking, your eyes don't immediately look away, and you continue to look them attentively, they will feel excited and more engaged. Use this trick with someone you like. When they finish talking, don't look away immediately. Keep looking at them for 3 to 4 seconds before gradually shifting your gaze. If you practice this skill, you'll surely become someone who listens deeply and is loved by many people. By now, do you know how to make the person you love fall in love with you? For me, the book mentions many techniques that can be applied not only in finding a partner, but also in social interactions. For example, using a lingering gaze can make you a good listener when conversing with clients or making friends. We can also use the echo effect to quickly shorten the distance between you and the other person. And if you use these techniques in matters of love, remember to stand from the perspective of Cupid, aiming your love arrow at the other person. And never forget, true love requires sincerity and giving the love that the other person desires. More importantly, both people should constantly strive to improve, walking in step together through life. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and share it with those who might benefit from it. This is the biggest support you can give me. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to catch every new video. Every week, we'll dive into a new book with Becoming Better. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.